pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening, everyone, and welcome. Let the record show that all members of the City Council are in attendance this evening, with the exception of Councilman Ted Fairbanks and Councilman Bill Bilsbach. Copy of the Open Meetings Act is posted in the meeting room and is accessible to members of the public at any time during the course of this meeting. First item on the agenda is the consent agenda. All items under the consent agenda are considered to be routine by the City Council and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a council member or citizen so requests. First item on the agenda is approve agenda as submitted. Item B, receive and place on file all notices pertaining to this meeting. Item C, receive and place on file all materials having any bearing on this meeting. Item D, approval of minutes of regular meeting on November 20th, 2017 as on file in the City Clerk's office. Item E, approval of Treasurer's report of claims in the amount of $471,946.10. Item F, approval of Boswell report of claims in the amount of $176,499.26. Item G, resolution number 6142, appointing Jason Moore as the city's certified street superintendent. Item H, resolution number 6143, appointing Greg Zerbaninski to the Community Redevelopment Authority. Item I, resolution number 6144, reappointing Laura Young to the Community Redevelopment Authority. Item J, resolution number 6145, regulating parking along 5th Street between Market Street and Court Street. Item K, resolution number 6146, regulating parking along 7th Street between Court Street and Ella Street. Item L, resolution number 6147, authorizing the mayor, city administrator, and the city clerk to sign any and all documents related to the federally declared disaster number 4325 from the June 2017 windstorm. Item M, resolution number 6148, entering into a franchise agreement with Charter Communications 6, LLC, granting Charter a non-exclusive franchise for the use of the streets and dedicated easements within the city of Beatrice for the construction, operation, and maintenance of a cable system. Any member of the City Council wants something removed from the consent agenda? Mr. Morgan?
M, please.
Item M. Anyone else? Anyone from the public? Mr. Catlin?
Mayor, I would move that all the items listed under the consent agenda, with the exception of item M, be approved, accepted, and ratified as presented.
Second.
Moved by Catlin, seconded by Morgan, that all items under the consent agenda be approved with the exception of item M. Your vote, please. That is approved 6-0. Mr. Catlin, item M.
Mayor, I would move that resolution number 6148, entering into a franchise agreement with Charter Communications 6, LLC, granting Charter a non-exclusive franchise for the use of the streets and dedicated easements within the city of Beatrice for the construction, operation, and maintenance of a cable system, be approved, accepted, and ratified as presented.
Second.
Moved by Catlin, seconded by Morgan, that we have further discussion regarding resolution number 6148. Bob?
I guess just so I understand what they mean by non-exclusive, we're not entering into an agreement where Charter is our only option for cable
That's correct.
for the community. This is just, and this would still allow for free enterprise if somebody else wanted to come in wanted to be a competitor.
Nope. Yep, that's correct. It's a non-exclusive, so anybody else can come into the marketplace if they so desire.
Okay.
Mr. Claybaugh?
So does this mean we're getting a new camera for televising our meetings?
Charter was very kind through this negotiation process to provide the infrastructure, i.e. the fiber line into this building that we needed, and a lot of the encoding and decoding machines that we need to send out a digital signal from our council meetings. We now need to work to acquire the cameras and stuff like that that we need to send to produce that signal.
And what percentage were they paying us before?
5%.
They were same as it, okay.
Mr. Kerr?
Is our, did we put anything in the budget for the new camera?
We did not. We were working on trying to find a way to make that work this year.
Do you have any idea about what it's gonna cost for?
$50,000.
What's that?
I'm sure we can find it somewhere.
So we're working on that portion of it. But other than that, the agreement's very similar to what it was before. The previous agreement we had with them was a month-to-month agreement. And obviously, for very obvious reasons, Charter didn't like that. It would like something a little more long-term and secure. And so that's why we've been negotiating this agreement, which gives them a little more security as far as putting improvements into the system that maybe otherwise they were reluctant to do with a month-to-month lease.
Any other questions? Anyone from the public? All right,
Jeremiah, you want to come up?
Oh, please. Jeremiah, come on up. Just, Jeremiah, just your name and address, if you would, please, for the record.
Jeremiah Blakey. My work address is 5400 South 16th Street, Lincoln, Nebraska 68512, and I'm the Director of Government Affairs for Nebraska and Kansas. So I have a spiel here if you want me to give that. Otherwise, I can answer some questions as well. It's kind
I
of.
want to hear your spiel.
You want to hear my spiel? Okay. So last year, Time Warner Cable and Bright House Networks merged with Charter Communications. As you know, Charter Communications offers video, phone, and internet services under the brand name Spectrum. So it's a lot like General Mills and Cheerios. General Mills is the parent company, and Cheerios is the brand. So that's Charter and Spectrum. We provide services to about 26 million customers across the country in 41 states. In Nebraska, we have almost 200,000 customers in 89 communities across the state. That's everywhere from Nebraska City, here in Beatrice, all the way out to Alliance and the Panhandle. Our overriding principle is to provide better products that are better value. We do that by simplifying our offerings and our pricing to make it easier for customers to choose what services they want. To ensure that Charter customers have access to a good quality network, we've invested about $21 billion in the network since 2014. And as a result, we now offer the industry's fastest base broadband internet speed at 60 megs. We're also committed to expanding access to high-speed internet to low-income families and seniors. We have a program called Spectrum Internet Assist, which is a low-cost, high-speed broadband offering for elderly who are on the Social Security Supplemental Security Income Program and families with children on the free and reduced lunch program. And that is 30 megs for $15 a month. Finally, we recently upgraded our channel lineup to an all-digital format. This allows us to provide better picture and sound quality, more channels, and thousands of on-demand choices. With regards to the franchise, I just want to take a minute to thank Tobias. He's been a great partner on this and has worked hard on this, and so we appreciate his time and effort. As we talked about earlier, the franchise allows Charter to construct and operate a cable system under the specified terms and conditions under the franchise. It is a 10-year franchise with an automatic 5-year renewal. The 5-year renewal kicks in unless either party notifies the other that they do not wish to exercise the 5-year extension. This is a non-exclusive franchise, so if another company wants to come in and compete, there's nothing in this franchise that prohibits that. Charter agrees to comply with all generally applicable ordinances adopted by the city, and we insure and indemnify the city against all claims of injury or negligence caused by Charter. And in exchange for the use of the right-of-way, as we talked about, we pay a 5% franchise fee on all video services. We're going to continue to provide the one PEG channel. There's also an option in the franchise if the current PEG channel is fully utilized, the city can request a second PEG channel at that point for its use. So that's a general rundown of the franchise, and again, I'd be happy to answer any questions you
Any
have.
questions of Jeremiah? Rick?
I don't suppose you have a brand new camera sitting around that
Nicely used.
Nicely
that you want to give to the
I
city
will
of
go
Beatrice?
look, but I wouldn't hold my breath.
Bob?
You know, and I hope with the franchise, one of the things I will tell you that I get several calls because it is a franchise from the community, and I can tell you that there's a lot of people, at least in my area, that's concerned about customer service and the lack thereof when there's outages. So
Yep.
I would just share that with you, that the reason I asked that question is because of the concerns of customer service.
Yeah, okay. What I would say is that's, again, I'm not necessarily in customer service, but
Right.
if you hear of those complaints, please feel free to have Tobias reach out to me, and I can help kind of shortcut those and address those. So that's part of my job, so please use me as a resource on
Okay.
that.
Thank you.
Okay?
Any other questions? Any other further discussion regarding resolution number 6148? Public? All right, gentlemen, your vote, please. And that is approved 6-0.
Can I ask really quick, does that require additional readings, or is that,
We're done.
that's it? Okay,
Finished.
okay.
All
Thank
right.
you very
Signed
much, I
copy.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Have a good evening.
We have no public hearings or bids. Next item is item 4, resolution number 6149, executing the estoppel certificate regarding the power purchase agreement previously entered into by the City of Beatrice and Cottonwood Wind Project LLC, as recommended by the Board of Public Works.
Mayor, I would move that resolution number 6149 be passed and adopted.
Second.
Moved by Catlin, seconded by Hardy, that resolution number 6149 be passed and adopted. Tobias?
So as you guys know, we entered into a purchase power agreement on the Cottonwood Wind Project. We entered into it with Cottonwood Wind Project LLC. They have investors. Their investors just want to make sure that there are no defaults out there. Everybody understands the terms of the contract that they're getting into. Everybody has sufficient understanding and knowledge of what their part of the agreement is. And so the estoppel certificate is just that. It basically just guarantees that not only is the city not currently in default, we don't know of any reasons why there would be a default today. Same thing with Cottonwood Wind Project LLC. They signed the same thing. They're having all of their people who have PPAs out there sign such documents, again, just to ease any concerns that the investors may have. Both David Levy has reviewed this, and as well as John Kraske, and both of them were approving, recommended approval of this agreement.
Questions? From the public? All right, your vote, please. That is approved 6-0. Resolution number 6149 has been passed and adopted. Next item is Resolution 6150, executing the First Amendment to change the maximum liability of NextEra to the City of Beatrice and amend the termination date from December 31st, 2017 to December 31st, 2042, as recommended by the Board of Public Works.
Mayor, I would move that resolution number 6150 be passed and adopted.
Second.
Moved by Callen, seconded by Cook, that resolution number 6150 be passed and adopted. Tobias?
The PPA that we signed for the Cottonwood Wind Project, in it had a requirement that they send us a guarantee, basically guaranteeing that they would make their payments and do those types of things. The initial guarantee said that NextEra Energy Capital Holdings, Inc. would guarantee payments owed by Cottonwood Wind Project LLC up to $750,000, and it was through the end of this year. Their investors have required them to increase that guarantee up to $1 million and increase that guarantee out to 2042. And so that's what this guarantee does. Both of them are in the city's favor. Again, both David Levy and John Kraske has reviewed these and recommended approval.
Questions or comments from the public? All right, your vote.
35 years?
25.
25.
Yes, 25. Okay.
Gentlemen, your vote, please. And that is approved 6-0. Resolution number 6150 has been passed and approved. Next is resolution number 6151, executing the agreement to the power purchase agreement with Cottonwood Wind Project LLC as recommended by the Board of Public Works.
Mayor, I would move that resolution number 6151 be passed and adopted.
Second.
By Callen, seconded by Cook, that resolution number 6151 be passed and adopted. Further discussion.
Our purchase power agreement, as Cottonwood's getting everything lined up with their investors and whatnot, essentially they found a couple things that were maybe a little different between the purchase power agreements that were out there currently. One of them is the definition of after-tax multiplier. It's a very minor, I'd almost call it a Scribner's error, is what it was in the contract. And the second item is they want to change a portion of the termination of the agreement. Again, both of those have been reviewed. The after-tax multiplier really has no impact on us, and the other portions change in our favor. And so both David Levy and John Kraske has recommended approval of these items as well.
Any questions? All right, gentlemen, your vote, please. That is approved 6-0. Resolution 6151 has been passed and adopted. Next is Resolution Number 6152, executing revision number 3 of Exhibit A to the agreement for work relating to transmission services entered into between the City of Beatrice and NPPD as recommended by the Board of Public Works.
Mayor, I would move that resolution number 6152 be passed and adopted.
Second.
Moved by Catlin, seconded by Claybaugh, that resolution number 6152 be passed and adopted.
The City of Beatrice, much like many other municipalities around the state, have an agreement with MPPD that if we perform certain services for them, they reimburse us for various costs. These services generally include if we have to go out and flip some switches for them at their substation, or maybe check on some lines. Rather than run a crew down here, they pay our guys to go out and do that for them. This agreement simply increases the amount they're going to pay us. I think the last time we did it was about 3 years ago. MPPD, somebody out there must have requested the change, and MPPD simply sent out the change in payment to us. I think last year, I think Pat Feist said we did this twice for MPPD. So it's not a huge time constraint on our side. It's not a huge moneymaker. It's a couple $100 a year for going out and doing some checks for them.
Questions? All right, gentlemen, your vote, please. That is approved 6-0. Resolution number 6152 has been passed and adopted. Last resolution is resolution number 6153, entering into an agreement to loan $10,000 to David A. Cedarberg and Beth A. Cedarberg for their building located at 204 North 5th Street as part of the Downtown Facade Improvement Program and CDBG Grant 15-DTR-109.
Mayor, I would move that resolution number 6153 be passed and adopted.
Second.
Moved by Catlin, seconded by Party, that resolution number 6153 be passed and adopted.
This is another portion of the downtown revitalization grant that we have going through. As many of you know, the Cedarbergs are on Ewells. That's the building they're looking to make improvements to. If you ask why this one's coming a little bit later, they had a question with regard to their plan, want to make sure that SHPA was going to be okay with it. Larger that plan is that they want to have some of the old transom glass, make sure that's put back into their building, their front facade, and I want to make sure that SHPA was going to be okay with them doing that. So once we got that approval and they had an opportunity to review the documents, they got it signed. Most of the work will occur in the springtime, so there wasn't a giant rush to get it done. Otherwise, all the terms and conditions of this agreement are the same as every other one you've seen so far.
Is this the last application that we have?
No, we have 3 more still sitting on my desk waiting for approval from the property owners.
Okay. Questions? Comments? Anyone from the public? All right, your vote, please. And that is approved 6-0. Resolution number 6153 has been passed and approved. We have no ordinances this evening. Item number 6 is the public forum. Purpose of the public forum is for the presentation of an item by the general public to the City Council for consideration at a later date. No discussion or action will be taken by the council at this time. Anyone from the council have anything for the public forum? Rich?
Just one thing, I know we don't have the TV here tonight, but my annual Please Buy in Beatrice. I hope that the media will say some things in the radio and paper to urge our citizens to buy here in Beatrice. Our shop owners spend money here, they pay taxes here, we should be buying here. Lincoln, they don't give us anything, and neither does the internet. So if you can get it, buy it here first. Check your shops. And if they can't get it or don't have it, ask them, maybe they can get it. So,
Rich?
thank you.
Yep, thank you. Rick?
I'd like to commend the chamber for the holiday lighted parade. That was awesome. How many saw that on Saturday evening? They even got to see Tobias. What were you, reindeer? Was it?
I was a reindeer.
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
How would other people think I was a reindeer?
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought, but it was awesome. We had several of the city trucks were all decorated up, and they did a nice job. And you thought there were like 5,000 people, so it really was a nice event. And I thought the city trucks and everything really added a lot to it. Also,
And they all went out and ate afterwards.
yeah, yep.
They did.
Laura Young is here with us, and I would assume you're going to segue into what Rick just had to say.
I do. I just really want to thank so much the city for all the departments, for all their help. We couldn't do it without them. It was wonderful seeing Tobias in the parade. And Chief, thank you. We really couldn't do it without the city, and so we are really appreciative, and I wanted to say a public thank you very much. It was an awesome night.
Yeah, great weather. Thanks, Laura.
Thank you.
Our next regular scheduled meeting is going to be on December 18th, 2017, right in these chambers, and we will not have a work session in December. With that, I would entertain a motion that the city council goes into executive session.
Mayor, I would move that the Beatrice City Council go into closed session at 7:20 PM for the protection of public interest to discuss real estate.
Second.
Moved by Catlin, seconded by Morgan, that we go into executive session at what time did you say?
7:20 PM.
7:20 PM. Your vote, please. That is approved 6-0. Thank you for coming.